Hello everybody, my name is Joseph Bravata, and this is my Richard Henry Lee school project thingy-mabobber. To say a bad government must be established over fear of anarchy is basically saying that we should kill ourselves over the fear of dying. Wise words spoken by the late great Richard Henry Lee, who was born on January 20th, 1733. He lived a life surely worth remembrance. Also known as the Cicero of the American Revolution by companions, Lee took a crucial role in the fight for independence. He accomplished many great feats and had sketched his name into history books for generations on end. Sadly, both of Lee's parents died while he was attending Queen Elizabeth Grammar School in England. But now being head of the household, he would soon leave his brothers and England to tour Europe. After only 1 year of touring Europe, he traveled to Virginia in 1757. His first ever political position was when he took office as Justice of Peace for Westmoreland County in 1757. In 1764, he acquired information about the Stamp Act, which drove him to make the decision to devote his time to help the cause. He convinced the House of Burgesses to let him join, as he would soon become the most determined and vocal opponent. In 1769, he would join forces with a friend, found through the Stamp Act, George Washington, to protest the town's held duties, along with 150 of their neighbors that they have rallied up through the act. In March 1773, Lee enforced the idea of Intercolonial Committee of Correspondence. With the help of Patrick Henry and Thomas Jefferson, that idea became a reality on March 13th after being approved by the House of Burgesses. John Adams wrote Lee a letter on April of 1773 stating, "The reception of the truly patriotic resolves the House of Burgesses of Virginia gladdens all the hearts of those who are friends to liberty." In August 1774, Lee was chosen to be among the first 6 people in the First Continental Congress to represent Virginia. He was also the first to endorse Thomas Paine's idea of pointing the finger at the king instead of Parliament, identifying independence. Lee was employed at Congress until May 1779, when he had to return to Virginia due to ill health. Lee felt the need to continue serving his country, so he took a seat at the House of Delegates. After Patrick Henry saw Lee's devotion to his country, he ensured that he would be elected to be the first United States Senate. Lee returned to Virginia one last time, where he passed away peacefully on June 19th, 1794. On Lee's gravestone, there is a wholesome letter written by George Mason that states, "We could not do without you," summing up Lee's life perfectly. Richard Henry Lee was a man with many Christian values. He enforced prayer in the House of Burgesses as an act of Christianity. Surprisingly, due to the time period, Lee did not support the use of slaves and believed in equality for all humans, just like Jesus treats us. Lee proclaimed, "None higher than another in God's eyes." Richard Henry Lee would be disappointed in the use of government power today. In 1787, Richard opposed the Constitution, claiming it would be the type of abuse of government authority that had led us to the revolution in the first place. He led a life surely worth remembrance. He set a good example for Christians, and anyone in that matter, to look back to. Richard was true and faithful to his country. We can note off his life to never back down and never give up on your dreams, and stay loyal to them, even in rough times. You never know what difference it can make in someone else's life, or even history. I think that was pretty good. I don't know.